really hadn't really planned anything. Obviously, we're disappointed. But it's been that way. We got behind the 8 ball early in the season, and some of the things we controlled, some of the things we didn't control. But at the end of the day, we are where we are because that's where we deserve to be. And we've been, we had some bad breaks with some injuries to key players, that type of thing. But other teams. Most other teams go through that as well, and but we came up short in every area of our game, and that's our fault. Our fault as coaches, our fault as players. I don't think we were horrible in any area. We lost a lot of tight games. We've won 12 to date. Wish we could reverse our record and the losses and the wins, and it wouldn't have taken much to get some of those, to turn some of those 1-goal losses into 1-goal wins, but we didn't do it. We didn't get it done, and that's on us. And we've got to figure out a way to turn this thing around, and we're going to do that. The players, the coaches, that's what we do here. We haven't quit. We haven't quit to date, and we're not going to quit. We're going to go into RIT and do what we do. We're going to go in there and we're going to play hard. We're going to compete. We're going to play to win. We're going to play with class and dignity. We're not, despite the fact we're not playing for a playoff spot, we're going to go in and we're going to compete and play the game the right way.
How tough has this been on the seniors?
Well, I think it's been tough on everybody. I mean, like, it's not the end of the world. Like, it's sports, but it's what we do, and it's obviously it's massively important to us. It's not life and death, but it's massively important, and it's disappointing. I mean, this is the first time. I don't even know, Toll, is it in this century that we're going to know when our last game is.
Been pre-CHA.
Yeah. So we've always had that hope, whether we won the league or finished low in the league. Hey, there's a new season, and we want to be hitting our stride. And a real good example of that was last year. We didn't finish as low as we did this year, but we knew that we were going to be in the playoffs. We didn't finish high enough to even get home ice in the playoffs. But we went on the road. We got hot at the right time. We won our last game here at home to qualify for a first round bye. We went on the road. We upset a team that hadn't been swept at home all year. We swept them to move on. We win the semifinal game, and all of a sudden, whoa, what just happened? Like, I mean, we just went from the outhouse and we're almost in the penthouse right now. We're playing for the championship, and it is what it is. I do believe that all the teams in our league should make the playoffs, and there's some good reasons and some good rationale for that. One of the reasons is we play an unbalanced schedule. Like some teams, we play 26 home league games with series. So some teams in a given year play 12 games at home. Some play 14 at home. It's a massive advantage to be able to have 14 at home instead of 12. And then we play an unbalanced schedule within the schedule, and that's luck of the draw. What you get, and this year, the three top teams right now are RIT, Sacred Heart, and AIC. Well, we played RIT 4 times. We played AIC 4 times. We did only play Sacred Heart only twice, but we played 2 of the top 3 teams. Not everybody has that. Has that. Hey, RIT and AIC only played each other twice. So with that, I guess what I'm saying in fairness, when you look at and we can close the gap, we can't get there. But if we don't make the playoffs by 2 or 3 points, you could conceivably look at the schedule and see how many, the next place team, who did they play? And how many games did they play at home compared to how many did they play on the road? So where I'm going with this has nothing to do, hey, we're not in the playoffs because we don't deserve to be in the playoffs. Like, we're not in the top 8 in the league. We don't deserve it. It's time to turn the page after next Saturday night and move on and start to work towards the next season and make sure that this doesn't happen again next year. But again, philosophically, like, I really think that all the teams, because of because of the imbalance in so many ways. And also to me it's great to be able to. I don't care, you hope not, next year we hope to be deep within the top 8 in the league. But somebody's going to be down in 9th and 10th place. And it's always nice to be able to sell to your team like, hey, like we are getting ready for that second season. Hey, we're going into RIT. So, and RIT's clinched now. But let's just say RIT hadn't clinched, and Air Force is coming in, lame duck, nothing to play for. So RIT draws us, and what's going to inspire us to play if we're not a team with character? What's going to inspire us to go in and put our best foot forward against a team that's battling for the championship? Do you know what I mean? And so with everybody making the playoffs, us being in last place, if we're going into RIT, we're going to go in and we're going to play the right way. We're the Air Force Academy Falcons, and that's what we do. But not everybody's like us. And like I said, if you've got somebody going in there in the lame duck situation, it's not a healthy situation. Conversely, like if you are the 10th place team or the 9th place team, whether you're going to be the 10th place team or you're going to be the 9th place team, hey, you're still going in to get momentum for that first round in the playoffs. You got something to play for, and that's the world according to Frank, which can be a little whacked at times. You can either buy that or not buy that, but again, it is what it is. We knew what the system was. We knew that this year going in that the bottom 2 teams were not going to make the playoffs, and we're not in the playoffs. And I'm not blaming the formula, this or that, or anything else. We didn't get it done. But I do think that the format. I think the directors need to think about that format and see if they really believe that it's the right way to go, if it's the fair way to go. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. If not, regardless, we move on. We play Friday and Saturday, and we're already talking about what we need to do to make up that little bit of ground in every area. Like I said, we haven't been hammered in many games, but we went 11 games giving the opponent the first goal. That's losing hockey. We went a lot of games with our power play sputtering. Your power play's got to help you win. Our goaltending's been inconsistent. Part of that is the fact we lost our top goalie. But teams lose their starting point guards. Teams lose their starting quarterback. You still have to find a way to get it done. Bottom line, this season, we're not in the playoffs, and we really have nobody to blame for that except for ourselves.
Will you propose or suggest to the league that everybody make the playoffs for the case you just kind of laid out for us right here?
Oh, the directors know. I mean, we stated that as a coaching group last year at the meetings in Florida, that philosophically where we sat. And again, we can have our opinions as coaches, but our supervisors, the athletic directors, they're the ones that are going to make the final call on those things.
You could argue that these situations you learn most about your team. So what are you learning about these young guys who are going to be on the team next year in this situation that they're in right now?
The one thing that we are learning, and but we know it, we knew it, we know what kind of kids that what kind of athletes, what kind of people that come to the Air Force Academy, that we recruit to the Air Force Academy. Last week, AIC had a good team, but we fought them tooth and nail. We got off to a slow start on that Friday game, spotting them 3 goals. If we're a team without any substance and character, that 3-0 game after 10 minutes could easily be 8-0, 9-0 if we don't start punching back. And our group did punch back. The next night we came out, we did score the first goal. They had an answer. They came back, nip and tuck. But when it was all said and done, they were a little bit better than us in virtually every area except for the penalty kill. And when it was all said and done, to be honest with you, the difference in the series last weekend, their goaltending was a little bit better than our goaltending. Our goaltending wasn't bad, but it wasn't as good as their goaltending. Briggy jumping in. I like it. Yeah.
Do you utilize this at all? I know you said you're playing to win. within that, do you give anybody a look that otherwise wouldn't have seen the ice? Do you do anything with your roster to?
See, this is experience right here. Coming in, peeling the onions back. Let's get past all this other stuff right now. Let's get right down to it. What do we got this weekend? Okay, what are you playing for? But is there ways to learn some things, maybe about people that you're going to hopefully be counting on next year? Good question. One name comes to mind. We've got Liam Hansen, who hasn't played a lot this year, and he's a pretty good player. And he's a guy that we need to get in this weekend. We need to take a good look at him for a couple games. He needs that experience. He deserves that opportunity. He's been busting his butt all year in practice, and that's a good example. As far as the goaltending, we just want to have one of them that's healthy. Another guy is that we need to get more. We need to get some eyeballs on is Jasper Lester. He's earned his way into being our seventh defenseman, but the seventh defenseman doesn't play much. We need to find a way to get a little bit of a sneak peek at him and just we need to know a little bit more about what they can do in games. But we are going to be utilizing it that way. Last weekend, Lester didn't play much. Hansen didn't get an opportunity, and I'll be honest and frank, because I'm frank, right? Okay. Last weekend was a priority for me. We still had a chance to make the playoffs, but also I felt an obligation to our seniors. We had a number of seniors that are on the bubble: Cruz, Bride, Pochopinski, and it was important to me that those boys get an opportunity to play on their final weekend at home. We didn't know we weren't going to be in the playoffs or not, but we knew we weren't going to be at home anymore. And they're good boys. They're good players. They've got good attitudes, and they deserved. It was the right thing to do. It was the right thing to do.
And I know you can sit up here as a veteran and say this is not life or death. Have the players reacted like that? And do you want them to act like this is the crushing? Do you want to see that?
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, we care. This is what we do. But you can also at times you can care too much. And I think that this generation, they got a lot going on in their world, and the kids here at the academy got tons of things going on, and they're pretty resilient. There's times where I wonder, when we had that horrible loss at Lindenwood early when we had a 4-goal lead, and you're going oh my God, is this going to send us into a death spiral? And you come back to practice, and I don't want to say things are mega upbeat, but they weren't mega somber either. I mean, this generation and these generation of kids, they're pretty resilient, and I don't think that's a bad thing. To be honest with you, sometimes I think maybe we just don't have enough going on in our world except for hockey. But I think we as coaches sometimes carry the burden. Carry it a lot harder than they do, because this is what we do, and it's what we do. Coaching at this level, it's winning and losing. It's a zero-sum game. Somebody wins, somebody loses, and at the end of the day, most of your fan base, publicly, people really don't care, how you get it done, as long as you get it done. And we didn't get it done this year. And I'm not going to make any excuses to the contrary.
Have you thought of mixing up your radio team and blaming them for your ills?
Well, you know what? The only thing I can tell you, we're winning the majority of the press conferences. I think we're winning the Falcon Room. We're winning the radio show. It's that 60 to 65 minutes on Friday and Saturday that we need to tidy things up a little bit. But no, we're winning in those other areas, and we're winning in those other areas, to be honest with you, because I get to come in and sit in front wonderful people like you that are so dedicated to what you do and what you do for sports in our community, and your attitude and your upbeat. It's just it's fun. It's fun to come in here and every Monday and see you and visit with you and get your take. And the radio show, it warms my heart to go into that radio show and see that restaurant filled with people, to go into the Falcon room where I speak before the game, and that room is jam-packed, and I'm going, my God, these people are here. They're at the radio show. You guys are here. You've got us on, and we're basically a last-place team. We lead the league in attendance. We lead the league in attendance as a last-place team. Now, we're very blessed, and I'm very blessed, and this might be the last press conference of the year, so if it is, hopefully I see all of you well before next year again, because I really enjoy you.